Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. First of all, I want to say sorry that I haven't made a video in a long time. It's been almost 2 months, but this is 2023. So today's video, we're going to talk about how you can avoid non-straightforward email from the UK visa office.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
So non-straightforward email has become a rampant thing right now. So many people are getting the non-straightforward email. So if you haven't gotten to the visa stage, this video is still going to be helpful to you, because to help you avoid it, so many people are having delays with their visa processing. Some of them even paid for priority visa, and then they end up waiting. Priority that is meant to take 5 days, 5 working days, now takes them about 20 days or even more, just because they had non-straightforward email. Sometimes you might not even get email and they could just delay your visa for whatever reason. But for the non-straightforward email, this particular video, I'm going to tell you how you can avoid it. From my experience doing visa applications so far, by the grace of God, by the grace vested on me, we have not gotten a non-straightforward email from the UK visa office, and also we haven't gotten any visa refusal so far, and we will not be getting it. If we're able to get your admission for you, trust me, the visa stage, God will do it. So what was I going to talk about? Non-straightforward email, right? Okay. So from my experience, if you want to avoid receiving a non-straightforward email, you have to put all the documents that you think they will need in your application. And secondly, at the time I did my UK visa for myself, I was required to come for an interview, So if you're doing your application, you might have gotten your visa without doing what I'm going to talk about, but this is my own tip if you want to avoid a non-straightforward email. When you've prepared all of your documents, add an introduction letter to it. Do you know what the content of the letter is going to be? Imagine yourself going for a visa interview. What are the likely questions that they're going to ask you? Put those questions in your letter. Just put it in a letter format. It's not like you're going to say question 1, question 2. You're just going to do a letter, and that letter is just going to answer all of those questions. For example, if you're switching from let's say a business course, and now you're going for something in health, or you're going for something in tech, you want to explain in your letter what made you switch. You've done a personal statement or statement of purpose before while trying to get your admission, but now at the visa stage, you want to also put it in the letter to tell them that this is your reason for the switch, and you want to make everything be in sync, such that they will be able to see why you're switching and why you're coming to the UK, why you're not doing the course in Nigeria or your country, why you're doing it at this time. If you're someone who have had a study gap, you also want to factor this in your letter to explain why you've had a long gap. For example, right now we see people who are coming for their masters after 15 years of doing their bachelor's. So these people, they don't know you. You want to explain to them why are you switching, or why are you coming back to school after 10-15 years. So you want to let them know that you've been working in XYZ job. If you've been in 4 different jobs before, you want to just carefully, talk about each of them. Not in detail, but you just want to give them an idea what you've been doing. And I'm going to talk about something else. But the letter basically should just talk about those things that they would want to ask you in your interview. You want to, in a way, still talk about your funding. I remember one of my clients, she was going to be funded by her parents because she doesn't even have a work experience. She's just a newly graduated student, but the money was going to be in her account. So I don't want them wondering why is the money in your account? So I had to just explain in the letter that my father is going to be funding my studies, and the money has been put already in my account, and I've attached like my statement of account to this application. So just be very explanatory, like just explain to them everything. There's one thing I say to my clients, like, you're not gonna get a non-straightforward email because there is nothing that I have not put in your application. Like, I have done everything. Like, I've done everything. So I'm not expecting them to send an email to say XYZ is not in your application. You know, I belong to different Telegram groups, and so I get to see like messages of people say, oh, I got an NSF, and this was what. There are two different NSF actually, the non-straightforward email. There is one that just comes empty. You don't even know what's missing in your application, but it just tell you that something is missing, something is not straightforward, and so we're unable to make a decision right now. Why there's another one where they just tell you XYZ is not clear in your application, and we would need you to like provide clarity. So I feel like the latter is actually better because you know what's missing out in your application, and then you're just able to send it to them. But the first one, the non-straightforward empty email, you are just there like, God, it's up to you. But sometimes people still, or most times people still end up getting their visa. But another thing that could cause your NSF is your bank. So if you're gonna be using like a new account to do your proof of funds, please do not use banks that are not commercial banks. I'm not trying to support business of any bank, you know, but I'm just like telling you because most commercial banks are recognized. So you want to like use a commercial bank for your proof of funds. And another thing is what was I talking about? How to avoid it, right? So if you want to avoid it, when it's close to like, let's say if you're doing a standard application, which should take like 15 working days, when it's like 10 working days or even before the 10th working day, you want to like call the bank or reach out to your account officer to let them know that you've applied for a visa, and any moment from now they will be getting like an email to confirm the validity of your statement, the validity of your bank account. So just let them know that they should expect something from the bank, from the UKVI about you, because some of the applications that have come out unsuccessful, not mine, some of people have explained that the UKVI reached out to their bank, and the bank didn't respond to the emails, so they didn't get their visa. And you know the terrible thing about not getting a visa, it's not like you can just apply immediately. Like your CAS becomes useless because the CAS can only be used once, so you need to like get another CAS, and then you have to like pay another visa fee. You have to like, you know, you just have to do everything again. So it's not just going to cost you money, it's going to cost you time. You might just have to like defer your admission to the next intake. So try to avoid having the NSF by just doing what you need to do. Make sure your documents are all in place. I can't really talk about the different documents you need for your visa because there are different scenarios. There's a dependent visa, there's a student one, there's a student with a study gap, there's a student who is a fresh graduate, there's a student who may be a widow, there's a student who is married, there's a student who is single. So your situation will determine the documents you need to add when submitting your application. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you have questions about NSF, put it in the comments. And if you have questions about anything, I promise to reply. And if you'd like me to shoot a video about something that you're not so, clear with, put it in the suggestion in the comments, and I hopefully will do it. So until next time, my name is Faith Eva, and I run Faith Travels UK, where I help you process most especially UK study visa. I don't do work visa for now, so I only do like UK study visa. I can help you do your admission, like do your personal statement of purpose, like some others call it. I can help you do your CV. I can help you draft your reference. I can help you do your, what else do I do? Like, I just like everything. I don't like to stress my clients. I like to just make sure your application is easy. If you're paying me for something, I feel like you should be relaxed and just have it in your mind that this person is competent and doing an excellent job for me. So until next time, bye.